or whatever. That's what you're doing. You're focusing all of your extra resources on one debt till that debt's paid off, then you move to the next one. And you'll be surprised with the spreadsheets how fast you will move through those debts, faster than you think you will. All right? Then we move to the next month and review your budget. If you can. All right, so we moved on. We're taking a minimum payment to pay the debt, put the cannon, the extra payment and ammunition towards the next debt. And like I said, if you took a second mortgage, keep paying that debt till it's paid off. Keep paying those extra payments till it's paid off. It may be an enormous amount. It may be an insurmountable amount that you don't think you'll ever get through. Trust me, you'll get through it, focus it, and pay it off. Each month, evaluate your spending and try to find 1% more to add to ammunitions. Example articles on way to save money. Go on Destroy Your Debt. Find ways that you can find little extra things. 1%, if you can save and find 1% every month, that's 12% more a year that you can pay down, all right, a debt. That could be huge. That 1% adds up. As we looked at compound interest earlier, and saw the film, if it played properly, I don't know, but that's what I'm talking about. 1%. It doesn't seem like a lot, and I know you can do it. Once this snowball starts to build up, get momentum, you get excitement, it becomes easier. Because the momentum will build the power of your ammunition, and each debt will get paid off faster and faster. The more money you can throw at it, the more ammunition that you get towards that debt, the faster it gets paid off. And the faster it gets paid off, the better off you'll be. What you need to do is stay focused. If you slip up, don't get down on yourself, okay? You're changing your life and your behaviors. The longer you do this, the more you're creating habits, the easier it'll get. At the beginning, you will slip up. You'll want to go back online and buy a Snuggly. I don't know why anybody needs that. But over time, you'll start seeing where you're saving money. It becomes habitual, and then you'll want to save more money. You'll build up this more and more, pay down more and more debt, and build up more and more money to pay down that debt. And it will become a habit, okay? The plan's easy. The process of it is difficult. It's difficult because we're conditioned to do a different thing, and that's what makes it difficult. So remember, during this process, keep yourself busy, not spending money. Exercise, go for walks, read, clean, organize, but don't use any of those excuses to spend. Well, I want to read another book. Go to the library, get a book there. Don't buy a book. Okay, you want to exercise. Well, I need exercise equipment or else you know what? No, you don't. All right, do push-ups and sit-ups and walk and read and pull-ups, and you can get in just a good shape. Don't use excuses to spend more money, even when you're cleaning or organizing. Well, I'm going to need to buy new shelves or I need cleaning supplies. Don't. Keep yourself busy and keep focused on not spending money. And when you want to spend money, whatever it is that you do that makes you want to spend money, stay away from it. It's almost like quitting smoking. You don't walk around with a pack of cigarettes in your pocket when you're trying to quit. Each week you'll look for new ways to save money and use that as ammunition. What you want to do is change your habits so that every coupon they find for $1 or $5 off or 50 cents, every 50 cents you save, remember, is another bullet. It's more ammunition to pay off the debt. And that's what you want to spend your time on, looking for more ways to pay it down. You know, if you save, if you clip coupons and you clip, every week $5 worth of coupons, well, that's $20 a month. That's $240 a year. That's paid down onto debt by just going through clipping coupons. Go to Groupon. Go on to our website, destroyyourdebt.org. Go on to Groupon. Become members. Go to the place where it says free money and specials. It doesn't mean buying things you're not going to use if they're specials, but if you see it on special, buy it, okay? Next thing you want to do, the more you sacrifice today, the sooner your debt will be gone. And I don't want you to get into the mindset where you're going to sacrifice everything and eventually you have no quality of life whatsoever. Remember, quality of life is what you make it. You can have a good time searching for things that are free, learning information, You have to get past the idea that money is going to bring you happiness and spending money is bringing you happiness, because it isn't. These challenges that you overcome will bring you happiness because they will get you out of debt. If you have to, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Secret or read the book or read any of this stuff, Napoleon Hill. Visualize what you want to get eventually. Make yourself an image board, whatever it takes to get you through it, okay? I know I have hanging right here on my wall in my office a thing to Disney World. Why? Because I want to go on vacation there with my kids. And it is a constant reminder that once I have my debts paid off, I will be able to go there anytime I want to go there. And that is the key. That's what keeps me focused. You have to find what keeps you focused on it. Okay? And I know I have the utmost faith that you can do it. Alright, remember, you're changing your lifestyle and creating a millionaire mindset. And this is what millionaires do. They pay themselves first. They save their money. They have multiple income streams. Alright, they're always looking for other ways to save money. And when I worked in the construction industry, I found that the houses that had the most money were the worst ones to work for because they were the cheapest. And they are the cheapest, and that's why they have the money. Because they are the cheapest and they're the hardest to work for, and they want everything for nothing. Because they've created that mindset, you need to create that mindset. Okay? Now, once you've completed this debt payoff, and I know it seems like an insurmountable task, what I want you to do is start investing 50% of that latte money or your ammunition now to your retirement. It will bring down not only your taxable income if you have a 401k or if you create IRAs or so forth. And if you don't understand what those are, you can always go to Investopedia and they'll explain them. Eventually I'll have some classes on those. But save that money into retirement. It's bad enough being broke. It's worse being broke and being old and broke. Save towards your retirement. The faster you and the more you save towards your retirement, the faster you'll be able to retire. Don't and never live above your means again. Why is anyone living above their means? Because of everyone else trying to impress other people. Don't do it. Never do it again. Be satisfied with yourself and with the things that you have now and be grateful for them, and don't look to live above them. If you want to start spending more money, then find ways to make more money that you could spend it. If you have a rule like that, you'll do fine, because then you'll find those, you'll set those goals, find ways to make more money, then you can spend that money. All right? If you're using charge cards, pay off that balance every month. I talked about this in building your credit. Because a rule of thumb, if you can't afford to pay it off at the end of the month, you can't afford it. All right? If you need it, like a car or a large purchase or whatever, save and pay cash. It'll be cheaper in the long run. I give an example of that a little bit later. My grandfather used to do that. He paid cash for a car. He made car payments for 3 years, and at the end of 3 years, he bought another car for cash. This is the key. You're paying less when you're paying for cash because you're not paying the interest like I was talking about with the student loans. Look at how much you're paying extra. You're paying an extra 33% over the life of the loan of what the value is. It works the same way with car payments, and I'll explain that with a couple of examples. So stick to this is the debt relief plan. Okay. Now, we're talking about the snowball method. I don't think that the video worked that well, but what I'll do is I'll put a link in there if it didn't work, and you can watch the video on the snowball method, but I'm going to go over it example by example. But first, let's talk about this compound interest. And before we get into the snowball method, what is compound interest? It's interest on interest. Now, paying even a simple interest loan, like a car payment, I'll give you an example how paying cash is cheaper. If you bought a car at $20,000, it'll cost you $25,662 at 7% interest for 5 years. And that's a $427 a month car payment. Let's say you can't afford $427. Well, the dealership has no problem with that. They'll tell you, all right, we'll make it 72 months. You'll eventually then pay $26,514 for that same loan by only paying $368, which is an $858 difference. Now let's just not look at the dollar amount. Let's look at straight percentages. This is only a 5-year loan at 7%. Do you realize that $25,000, $662, $5,662 is interest? That's 28% on the money. 28% on your original cost. If you went to a car dealership, what you're going to do is negotiate the car purchase. And if you told the car, all right, well, we will give you the car for 28% more, you'd say, no way, that's one quarter. That's more than a quarter of the price of the car. Exactly. But if you paid cash, you're saving 28% on that car over time on a 7% loan. So it isn't 7%, it's actually 28% on that loan over time in 5 years that you're saving on that car. And if you took the loan over 72 months, you're paying 33% more interest on that car. That's the price. That's the savings that you're going to pay. How many times do you get a coupon for something that costs $20,000 that's a 28% off or a 33% off? You don't. That's the coupon you get by paying cash. That's the value of paying cash. So this is the example, not the $854 difference between the 2 years or the $5,000 difference between the cost. I guarantee when you're negotiating a car price, hopefully you guys are negotiating the car price. If he told you it's $25,000 for the car and you got him down to $20,000, you'd feel pretty good about yourself. Actually, you're still paying $25,000 for the car in interest over time. So you shouldn't feel good about yourself. If you negotiated and you paid cash, then you truly saved that $5,662. So look at it in a different perspective than just, okay, well, it's 7%, that's a better interest rate than the 10%. No, the point is that that is almost 28% of your loan to value over time. The next thing we want to look at, probably your largest purchase in your life, is your home. Okay? And one thing people think is, well, my home, they're house rich. Their home's their retirement. When I retire, I can sell my house and I can live there. I can get a reverse mortgage or whatever the case is. Well, you get a reverse mortgage, you live too long, your kids are going to get no inheritance whatsoever. Your home is not your retirement. Your home is the place that you live in. It is a necessity, not an investment. Don't think of your home as an investment. And what happened here in the 80s and 90s is people believed that their home was a bank and they could take money out of their home, and because the home value was going up. Well, it's not. It is not an investment. When you retire, where are you going to live? Do you really want to sell your home and move someplace else? You might want to move to someplace smaller. That's if you can sell your home. So be careful. You change that mindset. Your home's not your retirement. Your retirement accounts and your savings accounts and the other things and stocks and bonds you've retired, that's your retirement. Those are the liquid assets. Your home is not a liquid asset. All right. Now here's an example with a mortgage. Let's say your mortgage is $165,000 at 5% for 30 years. And I have all types of spreadsheets on the website that you can give examples and see how much you're really paying. Your total payoff on this is $318,873. You're almost paying twice the amount for the house over 30 years at a 5% mortgage. So there goes your retirement. You retired in 30 years. You took that $165,000, and even if you sold the house for $318,000, you've just broken even because you've paid all of that in interest from the bank. You remember, when you're paying off a mortgage, the amortization schedule means you're paying the interest first. I'm going to show you a graph here in a minute. You're paying the bank their interest first before you start paying down the principal. That's why the snowball method and the destroy your debt method is so important, because it saves you money. If you're paying principal down first, that's less interest that you're paying over the life of the loan. So these are the type of things that I'm talking about. A lot of people maybe don't know about that are extremely important in trying to pay down your debt and understanding debt itself. And even if we understand it, sometimes we don't do it. And remember, this does not include all the updates that you do, all the repairs to your house, the taxes that you have to pay on your property that no one incorporates into it. These are just the mortgage itself. You still have to pay property taxes no matter what. Remember, Possessions don't mean anything. You never really own anything. You're just renting it while you're on this planet. And if, for example, your home, you never own it. If you don't pay your taxes, the state will take it from you. So you